Alright guys, we got the triple disc clutch going back into the MR2 here. Getting this thing all put back together for Cleves and Cars Indy. And I want to let you guys know that we have ourselves a coupon code for Action Clutch. So if you guys get yourself an Action Clutch for any of your vehicles and you use code BOOSTEDBOYS, you'll save 15% on your order. Figured I'd mention that now while we're getting this guy all put back together. So huge shout out to those guys for supporting us and doing what they do. And yeah, now we just gotta get the transmission back on this thing, get her all buttoned up, and we're going to actually probably try to do a couple test hits before we leave to Indy, just to make sure the slipper is set up right, if we have time. If not, we'll have to do it out there. But now that the clutch is in the car and it has been refreshed, the slipper might grab differently than what it used to, because as the clutch material wears out, it's gonna start grabbing differently. So we might have to readjust the slipper, get that all dialed in again, and go from there. But she should be ready to go. We got the jet boat back at the lake today because we are testing our reverse bucket. We just got this guy finally up and operational. That was one of the final things we needed to get done.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, we went ahead and ordered a cable, and we got that guy mounted to this lever right here. And what we're also hoping we can do is possibly set it halfway down and see if it has like a neutral. Might be able to set up a little two-step, lift the bucket up, and kind of launch this thing. Don't know how that's gonna work, but we just wanted to play with it now that we got that working, and take this thing out on the water, see how it does. It's a little dirty. It's been a while since we had the jet boat out. Last time we had it out, I believe the wastegate fell off as well when we were giving the giveaway winner a ride in this thing. But if you guys need a reminder, she is still on E85. It's making like, we turned it down a little bit because we added the boost controller as well, and it was making like 15, 16 pounds last time we were out here, something like that. So we're just gonna play with the boat, and hopefully it doesn't blow up today. Always the goal is to not blow up or sink it.
Right.
All right, a little more. Messing with the jet boat a little bit. Right now it's in neutral, which is really nice to have the neutral. It's not just constantly trying to drive itself forward. To get it into reverse, you do have to hold some pressure on this, but the reverse works pretty good. So now we can back ourselves out of some situations. And what we were just messing with is seeing if we could try to launch it at all, like hold it in neutral, rev it up, and then dump it. But it does seem to cavitate a bit, and I don't think it's going to be any faster than if we just have it in drive flooring anyways. So if we have it too high, if we have it revved up too high, it'll just cavitate a lot. But we can kind of hold it at like a couple thousand RPM in neutral, and then dump it and floor it. It's pretty decent, but not as cool as we were hoping. And another nice thing about it is now we have some brakes. You gotta be careful with this though, because if you slam it into reverse while we're driving, it's gonna nosedive the hell out of the boat. But if we're cruising and you need to slow down quick, and you just give it some light throttle, we can actually stop pretty fast now. Yeah, it works pretty good. We're gonna have to put a spring on here too, because it's trying to creep itself back into neutral as we drive it. But overall, she works.
I think we should give him a stoppy demonstration. Fly by Ryan and then hit the brakes.
You try it. Just don't freaking turn it into a submarine.
I got my foot ready.
I think the main purpose of this is not only the reverse, but we found that this is a really good brake. So we'll show you real quick. You can be cruising pretty fast, and if you slam it into reverse, nothing bad will happen unless you're on the gas. So we can throw the reverse bucket all the way down, and we can actually get on the brakes pretty good. If you really give it some gas with that all the way forward, it will put the front of the boat underwater. So you just gotta kind of balance it, but you can go from a full rip and get on the brakes. So it's nice that we have that in case we need to stop.
It's like IVR, but not as intelligent.
More than I wanted to do there, but it stops pretty good.
Yep.
Hopefully the laptop's okay.
This poor thing.
That thing's been through a lot.
It's fine. It just has all the tunes in
It
it.
just has everything we worked for the last 2 years in it. It's
No worries. Yeah,
but,
that's pretty solid.
Brakes work.
Yeah. I feel like we should put a canopy in this and turn it into a submarine.
I bet it would go underwater. All right, guys, so I'm out gathering parts to install some Lexan windows on the MR2. We need to build a little window frame to get those Lexan windows on the car, and something else we need are some window latches, and I got those guys right here. I'm actually at a place called CJ's Race Cars. It's only like 20 minutes from us, but they are building some freaking pro mods in here. But luckily they had the window latches we need because we are running out of time to get this thing ready for Cletus and cars. I just got back from a metal supply store to get some steel to build the window frames out. We got the latches. We got ourselves all kinds of cool stuff going on here. This is Cameron Johnson right here, and good to meet you, man. I wanted to just kind of show the guys around your shop a little bit. Tell me a little bit about this thing right here.
This is a car we're finishing up now for a customer, Brian Markowitz. He runs RVW right now, Radio Versa World. This is his new Pro 275 70 Nova. Been building it for about 1.5 years, and it should be done this week. We're just final assembling it, then he's taking it to paint. It's already been wired, so just going together.
Yeah, that thing's sweet. They're building some gnarly stuff out of here, you know. Definitely out of our realm of fast, but they got some serious stuff. They make all kinds of titanium components as well. Got the CNC machines back
we make
here.
pretty much everything in-house now. We got 3 CNCs. This is a Willys we're doing for a guy in Canada. Pretty cool build. Getting ready to get back on it. Just came off the green about 2 weeks ago. That's an import car right there. It's got a 2JZ alt billet.
Oh, 2JZ?
It's got a billet head, billet 7-speed transmission. It's a really cool car. It was already an existing car. We just front halved it, changed the stuff in the middle, put a new motor and tranny in it and stuff. So that'll be a pretty cool build. There's not a lot of these built heads. They just started doing them. I think they come from Dubai.
That is gnarly. Full billet 2JZ up in there. I wish I knew you guys were here when I first came out to Florida. This is a good place to know about just down the road.
Definitely appreciate the business for sure.
Oh, cool. I appreciate the window latches, man.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm on my way, slowly getting there. But yeah, these are some gnarly cars they're building over here. It's sweet. But I'll let you guys get to it.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
All right, guys, so today we're going to be fixing this carbon fiber door. To be honest, I've never done any carbon fiber work, a little bit with fiberglass, so we're just gonna wing it, and I think anything's gonna be better than where it's currently at. So we went ahead, ordered this carbon fiber kit off of Amazon, got our pieces cut here. So we're just gonna lay these over the cracks on the door and then mix up some resin, run it on in there, and hopefully it's strong enough to go back on the car for another event. And then we're gonna panel bond this outer skin back on to the door frame and then call it a day. So yeah, let's go ahead and start getting this epoxy mixed up, or resin, whatever, and we're gonna slap it on here. We already got this thing sanded and prepped, so should be good to go. We got our carbon fibre door panel repaired. It actually went pretty smooth, a lot better than I thought it was going to turn out. So I got it all prepped, and now we are getting ready to glue the door skin back onto the door itself. Really not sure how well it's going to go because we have some big gaps in places and small gaps in others. So I'm just hoping for the best here. We got our 3M panel bond, and both panels are prepped. So we're going to smear that on there real quick and see if we can't make two pieces one again. We got our panel bond applied to both of our panels, smeared one out as a primer layer, and then did a fat beat on this next one. And buddy, we're gonna squish this together like a big old Oreo, double stuff, because last thing we need is this thing coming apart again. So we're gonna spin this over, lay it on here, and get to clamping it down, and hopefully we get it lined up and it doesn't all start coming apart.
While I was out getting supplies for the Lexan window stuff, Wyatt is getting our carbon fiber door all glued back together here.
Yep, looks like it's one piece.
She rated for 200 now?
Probably not, but we're gonna try it.
So yeah, as you saw, he got some carbon fiber patches up under there, and then just freaking panel bond this thing together. We are letting it dry. I mean, it's pretty dry right now. We're getting ready to pull this thing inside, and then we're gonna pour a little bit more resin into this guy right here, get that sanded down. We might throw some vinyl wrap over it and call it good.
Kind of piece all the little flakes back together, like this one that will probably come off.
Yeah, the wind might catch that guy a little bit.
Yeah, we might end up wrapping it just for good measure.
Yeah, I think it would help keep air from getting into all the crevices here.
Yep.
Throw some vinyl over that guy, but we're hoping that should hold.
Yeah.
All those vice grips holding there together.
Yeah, so I think we'll let it probably cure overnight. The panel bond said it was good in like 4 to 5 hours, but you know, probably just for good measure. I don't think they had this in mind going 200 miles an hour,
Yeah.
190. But
We'll see how she holds up at Indy. Hope you guys are coming out to Cleeson Cars. Sounds like we might be running the MR2 against McFlurry. So that's what we're getting ready for. She feel good?
Oh, she ain't going nowhere.
Can we pop these off?
Sure. If it's gonna break, it's gonna break now, not later.
How many hours has it been?
4, 5.
Oh no, dude, the panel bond stuck our C-clamp on there.
You'll have that
Dude, that stuff is,
on there. Huh?
dude, it's not gonna come off. Put a little too much on that one.
Oopsie.
Yeah, that's you. I only got one hand. You're gonna have to bust that off. That stuff's strong.
It'll work from the inside out. Oh yeah, we're gonna break the carbon for sure.
Dude, that stuff is strong.
Ain't going nowhere.
Just that little glob is all that's holding it. It won't come off.
Oh, we're good.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so we gotta be careful. She's still a little wet, but yep.
Took the clear coat off a little bit.
Yeah, you'll have that. I really don't think it was gonna win any beauty contests.
All right, guys, right now we are getting the Lexan windows installed in the MR2. Finally, we've been meaning to do this for a very long time, but these are some custom Lexan windows from our friends over at YNS Lexan. They got us 2 of these. They aren't curved or anything like that. They're just flat, so that's why we're building a window frame to kind of shape them how we need them to be. So I just went and picked up some 1/4 inch solid stock round tubing, even though it's not tubing, just solid bar right there. And as you guys just saw, I went and picked up these window latches. So these are aviation style window latches, very popular on all sorts of really fast race cars. And basically how these work is they bolt to the Lexan, and you have this little hoop right here. This welds to the cage, and when this is locked, this little lever flips up, grabs onto this hoop right here, and the window can't go anywhere. We'll show more of that obviously once we get it done. And while it was over here just a second ago helping hold this window in place, and we got this line traced from the inside, I crawled in there, and we need to build a frame just under this Sharpie line right here. And we need to take our bar, and we're just gonna bend that in the shape of the window. And then we got a whole bunch of these little weld-on tabs specifically for Lexan windows as well. And these guys will just weld right onto that bar all the way around until we get a frame for our Lexan window. And when we're done, it will look something like this guy right here. So we went ahead and got this guy all tacked up, and we just hand bent this. Wyatt actually used our Ignite barrel to get that nice curve right here. And we just got all these little tabs tacked on there, and that guy sits on there just like so. So we'll be able to drill our holes and get those mounted to the Lexan window. And then we just got to build some tabs off of these to go to the doors. And then we just got to tweak this a little bit to get our curvature of the factory glass, which we have a piece on the ground there to kind of reference off of, and go from there. So we've been meaning to do this for a while. Still a ton of work to do, but we're gonna keep going, get the second one done, and get it fully welded out. We got to figure out how we're going to attach it to the carbon fiber doors and just go from there and get these freaking latches on there. And hopefully we'll have no more windows flying off the car and no more ripping our doors in half. That would be a plus. Alright, let's see these windows. We got a 35% tint on these things too.
Yes, sir.
A little darker than the factory glass.
Nice.
Thing is clean. We just got the window frame painted. Get that bolted onto our Lexan. Ready to get these all together.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we got the first window installed, and it looks pretty freaking sweet. Came out good. Got the window frame on there. We just attached it to some existing slots that were in the carbon fiber door there. And now we are getting ready to add the latch to this side. And it came with this nice little template. So we got the 4 holes here for those guys, and then we have a center hole for this and a center hole for this right here. So we need an 1.5 inch hole saw for that guy, and then we're just gonna use a unibit for this. We have to drill these 2 big holes as well. And then we got that marked out right here on the window. We're gonna pop that guy on like so. And then like we showed earlier, we just gotta weld one of these hoops to the cage. Just gotta get that guy set where we need it to, so when we shut this latch, it sucks it in nice and tight, and this window is locked in place and can't come off. Driver's side window ready to go on, and hopefully not come off at 190 and be doing this. All right, guys, the driver's side window is done, and we got it on the door here, and we're getting ready to put this all back onto the MR2. As you guys saw, we got the door all glued together. The panel bond has sealed. We put some more epoxy on the outside because the crack was pretty deep and it came all the way through, and we had some fibers protruding, so we glued some cracks that were on the outside here as well. We got those sanded down just as best we could. Obviously, it's not going to look as pretty as it did when it was brand new, but now we're left with all of these battle scars here. So we actually got a piece of wrap right here, and Ryan's gonna get this all wrapped up for us. And it's like the same exact carbon fiber pattern that was already on there. It's a little wrinkly right now, but the heat gun will take all that out of there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing all wrapped up, get it looking good, and then it can go back on the car, and then she should be good to go. Well, boys, not too bad considering this door exploded into two pieces and came off the car at 185 miles an hour, and now it looks like this. You know, we did our first Lexan windows ever on this thing, and I think the frames and the Lexan looks freaking great. We got our latches on there, and we'll show you guys how those work in just a second, because I know we just kind of went right into a time lapse and knocked it all out, but we'll show how those hold the tops of the windows in. But dude, I'm actually really impressed with how the door is looking. She's what, a solid like maybe 15 footer?
I'd say 15 footer.
I mean, if you really look right here, you can see the blemish of the big old crack that was right here, but
I think people watching on their smartphone won't even see it. People watching on their 70-inch TV, they'd probably see it.
I'm surprised that we were able to save it, and it's on there good. I'm pretty confident in the panel bond and Witt's custom carbon fibre repair shop. I mean, we got her slapped on there, solid, ready to go. So we go ahead and shut our door here. Shuts real nice, and then the top of the window is flimsy, just like how the other ones were. And then if we get her latch on there, she's sucked down nice and solid, and I can actually climb into the car. If you push on the top edge of that window with quite a bit of force, you're not going to be able to hear me talking here, but it is not going anywhere. So yeah, let me see that real quick, and I'll show you guys how it actually hooks on there. So we didn't use the hooks that came to be welded onto the cage because we found out we could change the position of the lever, and it actually grabs onto this like windshield frame right here, the OEM metal on the car. She just goes right on there, locks into place. That guy is not going anywhere. She is on there. So we should be good to go.
I don't think they're going anywhere either. Like, this window sits behind the actual frame here, so it would really take a lot for air to come up under here and then pull out the window.
Yeah, I can tell you guys right now that is way better than it just was.
I mean, to be fair, the glass did great forever with nothing holding it. So
Yeah, I think we'll manage.
I think it's good.
Well, guys, that's it for this video. The MR2 is ready to go. The only thing we do need to do is test the slipper and get that reset since we put that brand new clutch in there. And I don't think we'll have enough time to get it to Bradenton before we head out to Indy because we're just so busy right now. We still have to get the sidekick ready because we're trying to bring it as well. We got a transmission on the way, and we only have a day to get that ready. We're gonna try to possibly drag race that and do some burnouts in the sidekick. So if you guys wanna come check out the MR2 in person and the sidekick, be sure to come out to Cleetus and Cars Indy. It's May 6th and 7th, I believe. We're also racing in the Indy 800. And it sounds like the MR2 is gonna go up against McFlurry in a little grudge race for Cleetus and Cars. So if you guys wanna see that in person, that should be pretty cool to watch. So see you guys there. Thanks for watching. We got a sidekick to get ready. Peace out.